The only reason why this nasty comment, ungrateful comment came out is simply because the same problem that he had 7 years ago came back like a disease. And unfortunately what ends up happening at times is that, and unfortunately this is an example that is a painful example, but nonetheless a real life example that just happened a few days ago, where there was somebody that used to come to my lectures here in Florida years ago, maybe 7 years ago, something like that. And this guy was struggling with everything, whether it was with money, finding a zivug. In so many words, his religiosity was upside down. And he grew up in a relatively frum house, relatively religious house. And Baruch Hashem, once he came to my lectures and he realized how he has to protect his brit and make sure that he has to fix himself and not go and fall for this yetzer anymore. And Baruch Hashem, after listening to my lectures and really taking them to heart, this guy turned his entire life around. He got married. I believe he had a kid or more than one kid, and everything went great. Now, I haven't heard from him in several years, and the only thing that I heard is that his father has some really nasty things to say about me and has actually tried to badmouth me to several people, but I never said anything to the guy. I'm not, it's not for me to do. But I was always hoping in the back of my mind that the young guy is still doing well. All I knew about him is that he got married, Baruch Hashem, that he had a kid, at least one that I know of, and everything was going well. Well, this young guy sends me a message just this past Friday, and after apparently seeing one of the short clips that was publicized last week about how I bring one of the teachings of the sages about how Gehenom is the fire of Gehenom never comes out, and in so many words, it's a 1 minute clip that gives people a boost to do TeShuva and to really check themselves, regardless of whether they're religious or not religious, but to really check themselves, because there is a judge, there is a sentence at the end for all of us. Well, this guy says to me, I haven't heard from this guy in probably 5 years. You know that there is, you try to teach people to do TeShuva by scaring them. You know that there are other ways. So this chutzpan, ungrateful person gives me he gives me Mussar. What's his Mussar? His Mussar that apparently the teachings of the sages that we say are not good. So what was the response? Response is, I sent him the more recent video that we had of the organization's plan, the BH Yeshiva campaign that we have, which talks about all of the amazing things that the organization has already done, which is feed over 160,000 people, give out 150 or more than 154,000 books for free, 1.5 million USBs and CDs, and have kollels, yeshivot, Gdolei Adora behind us, Baruch Hashem, and there are literally dozens of them that have made videos for us and letters, all types of wonderful things that obviously have happened to the organization over these last several years. I said, this is what I do. This is what I do. And in order to save the olam haba of people just like you, like I did save your olam haba, before you became a kfui tova, before you became ungrateful. And apparently even your father doesn't know what you've learned from our lectures. Because if he did, obviously, his opinion would be very different. Because he didn't know that his son was in such shambles, spiritually speaking. That was the response, and I have yet to receive a response back. Apparently, he swallowed his tongue. He doesn't have anything else to say. Now, the truth is, Rabotai, I know, without a shadow of a doubt, without going into anyone's bedroom, without even asking any questions, that the only reason why this nasty comment, ungrateful comment came out is simply because the same problem that he had 7 years ago came back like a disease that doesn't have a permanent cure. Because this is the attitude, this is the recurring attitude of people that waste seed, that are immoral, that do these types of things. They literally start rejecting the truth because they know it's true, but it requires them to change. Now, rejecting the sages, having nasty things to say about Talmidei Chachamim is not exactly the best idea. Let's just say it that way.